Professor! Professor Hesketh! Professor! Please, just a minute of your time. I know you're busy, but I just need to... Yes, I can walk with you. Thank you. I would like to inquire about the upcoming Yes, I ran here as soon as I saw you at the other end of the corridor. Not very ladylike to run. Is that so? In my defense, Professor, you are a hard man to find. So every opportunity I get, I just take it. And I really need this opportunity right now. So here I am, running to find you. I'm not trying to flirt with you. No, that's not what it is. Why am I looking for you then? What? The only reason why I would look for you would be to flirt with you. Is that it? Really? I am here to ask you a question, that's all. Don't get your hopes up. Well, between you and I, you're the one who brought the flirting up, so... If I were to do a very, very bad examination of your mind, I'd say that's what you want. Am I wrong? Smart mouth, me. I'll take that as a compliment. But look who's wasting time for a senseless conversation. I'm here to inquire about the upcoming expedition. You've been appointed team leader. You're the one taking the applications, so here I am, asking you to take my application. The expedition to Tel al-Masdud. Subat era, yes, if you want to use the ancient name. You always want to use the ancient name, I know. I know, because I've read all your papers, Professor. A fan? Me? Of yours? Is that the follow-up to your flirting fantasy, or is this something entirely new? You do have fans, yes, I won't deny that. But it doesn't mean everybody is one. And tell me, do your fans really read your papers, or do they just turn up at your lectures and listen to you without understanding a single word you're saying? I admire your work. Your article on the ancient Hurrian civilization is riveting. The way you describe their religious rituals, the different deities they worshipped, it's like no other. And none of them seem to have influenced any of the later human beliefs. Usually, traditions, no matter their origin, are passed down one generation to the next. It evolves, sure, but some foundations stay. The Christmas tree is the example that's always given to popularize the idea. And you give it every single time at your lectures. I do attend them, yes, and I have read all your publications also. Even the Codex, especially the Codex. Gibberish? No, I understood everything. Of course. I mean, the Codex is the reference book to the ancient Hurrian people's writing system. With it, you and your team managed to decrypt the few bas-reliefs found in the mountains near Mosul. And thanks to Professor Merrivel's expedition, you got even more data to link these people to the newly found ruins. How do I know so much? Oh, my bad. I didn't even introduce myself. I am Jeanne Delaunay, Professor Merivale's assistant. French, yes. How did you know? Is it the name, the accent, the charm? Is that so? Nice try, Professor. But sweet words don't work on me. And I don't think this is the time nor the place to sweet talk me. When and where? Never and nowhere. Now, should we get back to the topic at hand? Thank you. As I was saying, I am Professor Merivale's assistant. I am the one appointed to read and summarize all his journals sent back to us from Mesopotamia and to present them to the Committee of Oxford. That's how I know so much. I've been reading through everything, and with time, I gained a personal interest in the ancient Hurrian civilization. That's also how I came to read your work, Professor. Because it's fascinating, isn't it? People we know nothing about, never heard of anywhere. No text about them, no imagery. Just these recently uncovered ruins. Feels like they just popped out of the earth randomly, almost. And their language, their written language, it looks like nothing we know. It's unique. Like they've been ostracized from the rest of humanity even when they existed. That's one-of-a-kind archaeological mysteries, Professor. And I'm sure you agree with me. I've always had a keen interest in the past, and since I started working for Professor Merivale, this interest turned into a fascination I cannot quite quench. It became even stronger when the new writings were found. There's something about the symbols he and his team found, something mesmerizing. I noticed I could just look at them for hours without even making sense of it all, just their shape. It has something I cannot describe. They're almost poetic, if it makes sense. It does. Well, seems like we have the same sensibility here, Professor. Who would have thought? So, about my application, what do you... I am just an assistant, yes. But I want to become an archaeologist one day. What's stopping me? Really? Have you been living under a rock, Professor? I understand your research takes time, and you're probably engulfed in them all day, every day, but still, don't you see the issue here? My gender is stopping me, and society, and the times we're living in. Even with Queen Victoria in power, it doesn't do much for women's rights. And that's also why I couldn't join Professor Merivale's expedition. Yes, I've applied. Of course I did. That was the chance of a lifetime. I guess you're right. It's a good thing I didn't go. The whole team disappearing just like that, I'm sure there's a sensible explanation. I mean, rumors started to come out as soon as we all got the news of them going silent. Either a new type of miasma coming from the newly opened ruins, or the team being attacked by locals, and some eccentric ones, like a curse, just like the ones in Egypt. What do I think happens? I don't know. Sickness and a potential attack are both plausible, but if I have to be honest, I don't believe either of them. I get that stale air can come out from centuries unopened buildings, but I don't buy that you can get sick from it or even die. As for the attack, The expedition had set up camp near Subat Era for more than a month. Why being attacked just now? If the locals didn't want them there, they wouldn't even have brought them to the ruins to begin with, or they would have attacked them immediately, not wait a month. So, I don't know. One explanation would be that they entered the ruins and something happened there. And yes, they either got lost or they can't communicate with us from there. I am not sure locals or guides have entered the place with them, so they can't send us letters and reports anymore. Because they're scared. The small village nearby, the one they stopped by before setting up camp, that's where we got the most information on the ancient Huron people from. Only tales, old stories to scare misbehaving children. But from what I've read, it's a bit more than that. The villagers, they never get close to the place. They avoid it at all costs. Professor, I really want to join this expedition. I want to find out what happened, and I am curious. From Professor Merivale's journals, the ruins are out of this world. They found some sort of palace there, so big. It transcends any architectural knowledge we ever... I know you are busy. You already told me that. If we hadn't wasting so much time on meaningless banter like the flirting thing, we would have been done by now. But please, hear me out. I know about the expedition more than anyone else. I have read everything. I have summarized everything. I know all the details. I've read your codex. I could really help out there, translating bas-reliefs, any inscription we might find, help out with hypotheses. I can really do the work, and I won't get in your way. Professor Hesketh, I am asking you to take my request seriously. No, I will not come out of your office. I will stay here until you promise me to give it a real thought, not just pretend. I do not care what others think of us being alone here. I came here for a reason, and I am not leaving till I get your word. Plus, your reputation is more at risk than mine here. The end justifies the means, Professor. I won't move. If you want me out, you either have to make me, carry me outside, or promise me you'll consider my request. I know you keep your promise because you are an honest man, so I was told by people who worked with you, which now I start to doubt. But Professor Merivale is one of them, and I do trust him and his judgment. They all honor your excellence, and so do I, believe it or not. I told you, I've read all your work, and you're one of the best in your field. So I am sure you will keep your word. I am not trying to get to you with sweet nothings. I am serious. Professor, you have to consider my request. I need to go there. Because this can be the breakthrough for my career. Imagine, first woman on an archaeological expedition, and not just as a nurse or an assistant, but someone who really takes part in the research, someone who brings her skills and expertise. And I have it. No, I am not presumptuous. Professor, I really... All right. Seems like I can't get your attention the civilized way. Let's try something else. You made me do this. Remember that. Professor, you made a mistake in your codex. The ancient Hurrian one. No, I am not joking. Show you, of course. Do you have it near? Perfect. So, in the chapter about Subat era, its history, you wrote that the city has been abandoned by its people because of a flood that destroyed everything, crops, buildings, killed thousands, if not more. No, you're right. The flood did happen, or of what we know, and we have evidence it did. The people of the city, they were called and still are referred to by those living in the nearby village as Salam Abudi, those from before the flood. They are mentions of the overflow on bas-reliefs, depicting it as an apocalyptical catastrophe. So it did happen. I told you you were right on that one. Where you were wrong is here. This city wasn't abandoned. You translated this symbol as rejected, left behind, when in theory, from your other discoveries, it should be translated as closed or sealed. Because this symbol, Ura, is led up by this one, Ifti. Both combined turn abandoned into sealed. Your theory is wrong, Professor. The Salam Abudi didn't flee. They couldn't, because they were locked inside the city. And I want to find out why. Because usually, when a place is sealed, it's because no one wants whatever's inside to come out. Look, I didn't want to hurt your feelings by pointing out your mistake, but you gave me no choice. I needed to get your attention, and I hope I did, and that you'll consider my theory on why the city was sealed. I don't know. I don't have enough information to even try to come up with something. It could be anything, really. Most likely a disease they couldn't cure, just like we locked up people during plague times. That would be the most reasonable one. The least reasonable one. From the little we know about their faith and beliefs, I want to say they feared something coming to them. A god, a curse, anything, really. Anything linked to their religion. And in desperation, they sealed the place to contain whatever they thought might arise or arrive or wake up. Yes, wake up. You seem to believe sleep is the cornerstone of their folklore. And a lot of civilizations gave dreams a very important meaning because they didn't understand them, and we still don't. But contrary to ancient people, we know that we just don't have the answers yet. And so we don't see it having anything to do with premonitions or magic or... I mean, yes, some people still do, probably, but not scholars, not most of the educated population. So if the Salam Abudi believed something from a folklore was to wake up, something dangerous, something deadly, of course they try to lock up the city so as not to let whatever the creature is out. But these are only speculation based on very little information. To get a real answer, we need more, and I need to be there. No, I'm not scared. I've already been abroad, I've traveled, I've seen some desolated places. I've just never been on a dig site before. I've never traveled with a team of experts. But I know I can do it. Yes, the committee would still need to get the report summaries, but anyone could do that. It's just a lot of reading and understanding what information is important to push forward to the people on the board, so they will grant more fundings to... No, I didn't lie to them. I didn't falsify anything. I promise. I know what they want. They want pizzazz. They want sensational discoveries. So the media would talk about them, and in so doing, talk about Oxford University. They don't really care about what we find out. They want the theatrics of it. They want fame and money. And to get that, they need to fund the expeditions. And the more an expedition gives them, the more money it gets. I just highlight the information they want to read. I don't change anything. I don't invent anything. So someone skilled enough, someone who understands how all this works, will do the job brilliantly. It's just a matter of understanding. I am smarter than I look. Really, is that... I'm not even going to try and understand what this is. Now that I got your attention, Professor, will you truly consider me joining your team? I know it's a long way to Mesopotamia. Train, boat, car, horse. The heat, the storms, I know. Professor Merivale wrote about it, and I've read countless expedition reports, so I know. I am not a child. I know that reading and living through the real thing is not the same at all. I'm not stupid. All I want to say by that is I am somewhat prepared. I know the journey. I just don't know how it will go. Just like you don't either, Professor. The ship might sink. We could get lost in the desert. Anything can happen. But I prefer to try and fail than sit here and wonder what happened and what this is all about. Listen, if my gender is the problem, I can always dress up as... It's not. Then what is? My expertise. Haven't I told you enough? Do you need me to say more? Maybe about the statuettes found by the first expedition. The drawings we received from them seem to depict some ancient deities we know nothing about. We tried to compare them to anything known, and we found no match from any civilization known to us. Nothing. Like I said, as if they were ostracized from the rest of the world. No contact with anyone. So far, we've received word of only 2 gods, different in appearance, monstrous, apparently carved in some kind of mineral, polished, taken care of, most likely worshipped, with no apparent sign of deterioration. They represent... I told you, I have studied the case. I know everything there is to know about it. I doubt even your best colleague knows as much. They just rely on their diplomas, on their status here. I have to do the hard work, because that's the only way I'll get taken seriously and noticed. That, and pointing out mistakes in one of the publications of the most skilled Oxford professor. Yes. And it worked, didn't it? Probably more than any flirting would. Listen, you are the only expert on ancient Hurrian language, and I've learned enough to point out a mistake. You need someone on your team who can understand as much as you do. 2 brains are always better than just one. I'm sure you agree with that. Yes, we can brainstorm together, analyze, argue. If you go there with just you knowing and no one else, it won't help. And I'm really not trying to oversell myself. I hate that, to be honest with you, but I have to. Otherwise, you wouldn't even consider me. So here I am. I've shown you my knowledge. We seem to get along somewhat, somehow. You can be infuriating. You need to know that, but I can work with that. And you seem to think I blush at anything you say, which can be entertaining. So just. I work in Professor Merivau's office. Come find me there, whatever the answer is. An extra motivation to go there. Is this how this works, Professor? If you do come find me, I'll show you the other mistakes you've made in the Codex. No, I won't say more. Come to the office and then... See you around, Professor.